Was it the root of that success, especially in the third quarter when they had 20?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the tell of the tale is that, our first half was great, and I think the third quarter, they got the best of us, and they played harder than us. So there was a combination of just transition, offensive rebounds, and then, some of their dribble drive stuff, not being able to defend without fouling. So, you have to be able to put a full game together. The first half was good. Third quarter cost us, and when it's a close game like that, it's anybody's game.
And were you given an explanation towards the end there where Jalen got tripped and there was a no call?
No, it was not.
Joe, I think you guys are 29th in three-point percentage now this year. Is there anything you're seeing there other than missed shots? Are you getting the kind of quality looks from outside that you would like?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of them have been. It's a tough shooting night for sure, but, we have to be able to knock down shots.
And the impact of screening, you have a lot of new bigs this year. Al, like Kristaps, those kind of guys were doing a lot in, your offense. Where are your bigs at in terms of freeing guys, getting the advantages you want? Like, where would you say they're at with that?
I mean, they're always going to have to be where they are and then getting better. So, I mean, it's just there are reads that you have to make constantly throughout the game. So if there's 50 in a game, you want to get your read percentage up to over 90%, and they're continuing to get better at. But it's just something that you have to work on every day, but it changes throughout the entire game. So they have an understanding of what those reads are. It's just continuing to work on those, to make those during the game.
Joe, you mentioned third quarter came out. You said they just played harder than you guys. Was there anything specific that went into that? Was it just, they picked up their own pace and intensity and stuff, and you guys did?
I definitely think they picked up their pace. I think we had some. I thought our offense put pressure on our defense to where we just had too many empty possessions offensively, and they were able to score. And whether it was and ones or offensive rebounds or a little bit of, like I said, some of our defensive miscues of corner threes. So I think just kind of getting so many empty possessions offensively just put too much pressure on our D, and we didn't hold the fort down.
What do you think went into those empty offensive possessions? Was it just
mostly it was misses of relatively decent shots. Mostly, I mean, I think we had a couple turnovers or anything, but most of the time it was just misses. Yeah.
Joe, in that last stretch with the comeback, it seemed like that's the defense at its best with all the deflections. Is that kind of like what you're envisioning? If obviously you can't do that the entire game, but is that?
Well, I would say the first quarter too. I mean, they had the first half in general. I mean, they had 10 turnovers in the first half. I thought we played a really disciplined game plan. So I think it was, you're looking at the first half and you're looking at the fourth quarter comeback as kind of what the identity is of what we need to be for, as close to 48 minutes as possible. So yeah, I think it was a combination of the first half and that stretch as well.
And then you said the third quarter they played harder. You haven't really said that, I don't think, after any game this season. Is that the first time you felt that way this season, that there's been a stretch like that where you guys have been outplayed? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I mean, they got the best of us. I mean, they just played better. They played harder and better than we did during that quarter.
Joe, everybody makes a run. We all know that. But this team has had now a tendency to give up these monster quarters. What's the key to limiting these runs to smaller portions and then recovering?
Yeah, I mean, it's transition defense and keeping them off the free throw line. Got into the bonus early. When you get into the bonus early, it's tough to bounce back from that. So it's transition defense, it's offensive rebounds, and it's defending without fouling.
And you talked about the offense puts pressure on the defense. Do you see, because this has been a prolonged slump, do you see guys kind of reacting now to the misses to a point where they're not getting back? You talked the other game about, hey, we missed, but we sprinted back.
Yeah.
Is that going away a little bit?
No, I mean, we just did it the other day. I think it's just something that you have to do every day, just regardless of, the past result of that possession. You have to just move on to the next one. So I don't think it was anything mental. I think it was more just you can't go that long without scoring when you're playing against a good offensive team and a team that executes well. So I don't think it wasn't impacting us from that standpoint. It was just you have to be able to. When you get open shots like that, you got to be able to make them, and you can't have as many empty possessions like that.
You guys have a pretty inexperienced team, especially compared to the last few years. How do you get everybody up to speed and kind of knowing all the little details? It felt like some of those hurt you tonight.
Yeah, little things, whether it's fouls, whether it's personnel, leaving those open. You just have to hold them to a standard, and I think it's a process of it. I think it's just a combination of your film study, your shoot-arounds. I mean, our guys do a good job of wanting to learn and study that, and now it's getting the reps of executing those in real time. And you're never going to be perfect in them, but we've gotten better at those, and tonight we just weren't great at it. So you have to make just like everything else, you have to make the commitment to be able to do that every night.
And then it seems like you've been pretty honest with your team that the margin for error isn't the same as it was before. Is this kind of an example of that for your team? What do you take from this and kind of?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. When you're in a close game like that, and you have the possessions that you have to win of executing defensively, or executing the game plan, or executing the personnel coverages, those possessions where you don't do that, those hurt you. So yeah, it's a perfect example of that.
Last two questions, Gary.
Joe, we rebounded you 46-22 after the first quarter. What's happening? Like, I know they had 3 7-footers out there at times, but is that want to? Is that drive? Is that just technique? Like, why are you guys getting pounded on the boards like this?
Yeah, again, like we're never going to be top 5, but we have to be better. And I think it's just it's a combination of, again, there's ones that we have to get. And then we have to be able to compensate in other areas to be better at that, whether it's our shot making, whether it's our turnovers, whether it's our offensive rebounds, whether it's us not turning over. We're doing a good job on not turning it over in there. So we just have to fight to be better in that.
And with the threes, I know it's a part of the offense, Joe, but are guys looking at those as more now as home run balls? Guys are putting their heads down when they miss their Peyton is, like guys are wondering why they're missing.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a level of frustration which maybe affects the defensive side. Like, is this kind of thing spreading a little bit? Like, why are the threes kind of just affecting everything?
I say because we're probably not making them at the average rate that you mentioned Peyton not making him at the rate that he has been in his career. So I think the thing that I tell him the most is that you're not defined by your shot making. I mean, you're defined by doing so many other things for us. So you don't need to be defined by that, and you're a much better player than just shot making. So as long as you can just focus on those things, and focus on the process of that, the other stuff will come around.
On that note, Jalen went 0 for 9 from the three-point line tonight, but finished with 36 points, was getting to the line a ton. Are there any particular aspects of his game in a game like tonight that you would want to see the rest of the team emulate, even when he's got so many of those misses?
Yeah, I mean, I think I thought he played really well today. He was gave us a shot. I think to me, it's a combination of like what he did tonight, playing at his best, and how we played in the first half as a team, and how we played in the comeback of the middle of the fourth quarter as a team. I think it's a combination of those things. We all have a job to do different things. He gave us a shot from that perspective, but we obviously all have to be better. Me, the guys, we have to be more like we were in the first half and that run in the fourth quarter.
Thank you.
Thank you.